coming in real fucking poorly. Um, the sentiment I'm seeing among retail and a lot of individual assets is a little bit shaky. We have a really large put to call ratio, right? So there are a lot of puts, a lot of bearish positions that are out there right now. And I think that that's why, well, it's one of the reasons that we're kind of seeing a lot of uh, bearish, you know, news articles because, uh, yeah, sorry about that. I just kind of lost my train of thought. So we're seeing a bunch of bearish news articles in general about a lot of different companies and pretty much every sector except for oil and defense contractors. And I think that Wall Street really wants to force the shift down. You can make a lot of money in absolutely just fucking liquidating everyone. Okay. So I, I'm a little hesitant about this long, but it also wouldn't be the most surprising thing. And this is kind of why I was saying in free chat that I'm neutral, right? Uh, it wouldn't be the craziest thing to me for us to have a bit of a recovery today. And the reason is simply because we've had two really harsh red days back to back. Now, does that guarantee that today's going to be different? No. If anything, if we were following our bias, we would assume that that this thing is going to continue to go down. But it can it can it can have a little bit of a rally today to recover, a little bit of relief from this massive sell off. Remember that when a market is crashing, and I'm not saying that we're in the middle of a massive crash right now, but remember that when a market is crashing, that is where you also get the biggest moves to the upside. Okay, so these big red streaks are often punctuated by a really big green day. It's not always, but it's relatively often. So it's something that we do want to keep in mind. Um, I am like truly neutral today. Like I have no idea what the fuck's gonna happen. If I was going off that economic news, I'd be bearish. If I was going off the bias, I'd be bearish. But we kind of have to see what happens and how the market takes that, because the last time that everything came in super cooked, we pumped anyways. So, maybe I do lean a little bit bearish. But again, like the market's been very very nonsensical, very irrational. And we kind of just have to see how people are feeling today. Um, as always on Friday, I would avoid trading later in the day, because trading later in the day uh, let it forces you to have to deal with like the pinning of everything on the options chain. And when that starts coming out, the destination is normally reached. And we also see like volatility just grind to a fucking halt. Okay. Well, look at that. That's certainly interesting. See, this is the kind of shit I'm talking about. There's nothing but fucking bad news. Okay. Nothing but bad news is getting posted by mainstream media. Nothing but bad news is coming from the Fed. Nothing but bad news from the Middle East. And believe it or not, we pump. You know how we were just talking about this nonsensical fucking bullish stuff? Look at that. Look at this. It's going up. It
But
could
why
go
are
up
we
higher.
pumping right now?
That's such a phenomenal question.
Delayed news event?
I don't think so. Let me see. Let me see my little news app here. Let's see what it is.
Because news came already out 50 minutes ago.
Yeah, it's such a great question. I don't know how much I would trust this. I want to see more before trusting this. I mean, you know, it's pre-market anyways, so
As if that holds you back.
sometimes. Not lately. We had some pretty good ones lately. Yesterday's wasn't as good. But the day prior, that there was some really strong pre-market plays there. I know you guys have heard me say it a million times, but I'll never get over how fucking hilarious it is that the market will just do this and come to these liquidity levels exactly and check them and then start moving. This is going to look like a big draw on liquidity on the 5-minute. They really just popped this shit up. They really just popped this shit up like $120 just to bag. Just to bag people. Fucking crazy. Dude, that's so scammy. See, and this is why when we see something like this, when there's nothing but negative news, right? We get a little concerned and we just kind of wait, especially in pre-market. Like we just kind of wait and chill. So we'll see what happens with everything today. So we had a little bit of news on Riley for all the swing traders, and I want to. Oh yes, happy birthday! That's right. He's old man now. So Riley had a little bit of news. Now, what yesterday, okay, and even if you're not in these swing trades, okay, there's a lesson to be learned here. So yesterday, a short selling firm that literally post bearish news articles and shorts, right? Or not even bearish news articles, right? They write the news. They write bearish news. And to be quite honest with you, a lot of these kinds of short sellers exaggerate problems and kind of shift the truth and cast doubt onto things, right? So you're going to hear people call that FUD, FUD. And that is fear, uncertainty, and doubt. They're spreading fear, uncertainty, and doubt, right? Spreading FUD. So if you've ever seen that before, that's what that acronym stands for. So these guys come out and basically say that Riley and its investments in APLD and BW are essentially a scam. And the way that they came to that conclusion was because Riley has a controlling interest in BW. So they mistakenly said that Riley has a board seat at BW, which is not true. They also were talking about APLD, which of course is Applied Materials. They make like semiconductors, right? Is their main business. So they cast doubt onto whether that company actually like has a product, kind of, is what this short report was trying to cast into doubt. And you could just go look at the audited SEC filings that they have and see that, you know, believe it or not, that's not really a concern whatsoever. So basically, the entire Riley short thesis from them is that they're corrupt and that their investments are not going to pan out, and that they are basically circling the drain. Now, for the reality, this couldn't be further from the truth. So the CEO responded yesterday to these claims directly and basically cast them down as a bunch of bullshit, which, you know, you spend 5 minutes looking at the filings and you could see that these guys are full of shit. You know, this wolf pack is what this short selling firm calls themselves. So we could see that they were full of shit. And in addition to the CEO doing that, what he came out and said is that due to onboarding the new auditor and having to get the last quarterly report and the annual report both ready, that earnings would be, or that the release of the 10K would be delayed by up to 15 days. He also said that they will be doing an earnings call, which is a little bit different for Riley. Okay, they haven't done this in a while. They're going to be doing an earnings call, and they're going to be doing it by the end of March. They also made a really, really smart move where they exchanged some of their notes that they had to pay 5% interest on. They bought a bunch of them back and retired them because they had cash on hand, because the business is doing well. So they bought some back, and then they agreed with the holder of the bonds to buy the rest back by issuing shares. So they handed them shares, which was a very, very slight dilution, but they were able to get rid of that debt that was kind of hanging out over their heads. And you know, that's it's really, really solid. That's a really solid move, because it not only does it make their balance sheet look better, but it also is going to give them more free cash flow going forward, because now they're not going to have to, you know, continually pay interest. And it really kind of helps eliminate some of the short thesis that these guys are going to be insolvent or something like that, which again doesn't seem likely, at least not to me. And I have seen plenty of insolvent shitcos. So, you know, I'm pretty I'm feeling pretty positive about this. Yesterday's big short attack only took us halfway into the supply zone, and we've actually already risen out of the supply zone in pre-market trading. So we're going to see what happens here today. I'm feeling pretty good about it, and I think that overall that yesterday was a really good dip buying opportunity, and I ended up doing so. And adding, as I saw, literal blood red in the portfolio, in the swing portfolio, because of Riley. And because of kind of just in general everything else, right? Like those short sellers really picked one hell of a day to do it. Because in case you don't remember, this happened yesterday. That was really violent. It was a really violent move down. And also, congrats to everyone on yesterday because a lot of people got liquidated. A lot of people got liquidated completely. Like, you know how many new accounts got fucking bought at prop firms? A ton.
That's actually funny because I've seen that Top Step, for example, made, I think, in November and December about 300 million in payouts loss.
That seems right.
So I think the past few weeks have been probably profitable for them.
Extremely. You want to know how you sell a bunch of accounts? Uh well, first what you need are conditions that are really difficult to trade, like what we've had the last few weeks. And yeah. And then you basically just need to fucking wait. So, yeah, they're absolutely making money. But feeling really good about Riley, feeling really good about Riley. Um even as GDP comes in fucking hot. Like that is actually insanity. That it's slowing so quickly. And the thing about tariffs, okay, the thing about tariffs or any kind of major any kind of major like economic policy, right? Like something from the Fed, like an interest rate change. We don't see the effects of these things immediately in the economy. It is all delayed, right? It's all delayed. So you make the policy now and you end up having to deal with the repercussions a year or two down the road. And we're seeing the reaction come relatively quickly. I mean, tariffs were in April. It's been 11 months, and in 11 months, these policies have already just fucking destroyed the economy. And I expect that it's going to continue. JP, the main reason is because we're already trading Nasdaq, which is very, very similar to it because they hold a lot of the same stuff. So we can get a little bit of variance by trading US 30 instead. Does that make sense? Because if you're going to take a trade on Nasdaq and the S&P 500, then you might as well just trade one, to be so honest with you. I like having that second, I like having that second kind of index to trade, where US 30 is a lot more concentrated, like a lot more concentrated. It's only 30 companies as opposed to 500, but it's like 30 of the largest companies in the world, and all of them are paying a dividend, really. Like, they're extremely healthy companies. So that's pretty much why. That's pretty much why. I will say though that it is potentially useful to watch the S&P 500 if you're really, really trying to be in tune. With Nasdaq, occasionally you'll see one begin to lead the other. Um, I I always have SPY up on my phone, which is the S&P, the biggest S&P ETF that's run by State Street, and I always kind of just keep track of it while we're trading. In other swing news, Singulate has been doing phenomenal. Like, this is an extraordinary breakout. And as you could see in pre-market, we're actually trading above yesterday's high. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Chevron is beginning to really, really see some love. as this continues to break higher into even higher all-time highs. And Piper Sandler just, an investment bank, just increased their price target to 240 on this from the previous 170. And this is due to all of the oil constraints that we've been seeing, right? As we've discussed many times, Chevron stands to be the biggest benefactor in all of this shit happening. And that continues to ring true. So, Chevron remains to be a really, really good trade and investment. BP, very similar, very similar. Also stands to gain, a lot more than a lot of the other oil companies. We can even go look at things like ASC, which is an oil shipper that had a really, really big jump up, and as of late has just been kind of selling off. And another oil shipper, HAFN, which has similarly been selling off. And you guessed it, we're going to go ahead and look at one more, which is Frontline, that is similarly sold off. So now we're starting to see a little bit of a sell-off in the oil shippers because the shipping that they can do is now restricted, right? They are, if any of these companies rely on mainly shipments from the Middle East, well, now they have to figure something else out. Right? Because everything coming through the Strait of Hormuz is just being blocked off, and that is impacting them. They can charge higher rates, but they can't get through it. Right? They could charge higher rates for everything else because of the demand being higher and the supply being lower. That's generally just basically how assets work, right? So, yeah. VIX. Yes, I do pay attention to the VIX. Always want to pay attention to the VIX. And let me tell you, okay, so the VIX is only really when things are when Wall Street is caught off guard. Okay, if it's something that's really, really expected, then you probably aren't going to see a lot of movement on VIX. But it's when the really unexpected shit happens that you absolutely see, you absolutely see institutions and traders flock into the VIX because it's used as a really good hedge, and it is it's used as a really good hedge. It's considered high quality collateral, and to be safe when things are really turbulent. Realistically, in practice, what this means is that you are going to see maybe 2 or 3 really big spikes in VIX throughout the year. And I'll show you. So, there's some pretty big spikes here, but really, let's look at this. And this has been much more active than it was in the past. Okay? April happens. We get a crazy spike. Then we get the little reverberation of April right here, right? This was the Liberation Day tariffs. And then every time that there's a little bit of uncertainty and upset in the market, we get a little spike. And right now, this thing is starting to curl way, way up. It's trading way above where it normally does. The only time that it was trading really higher consistently was COVID. And what you also need to realize is that, like, this was due to all of the stuff Like this was literally just COVID is what did this. They started seeing the risk, and boom, it hits the news in early March. Right? We could even see that there was a spike just from all the GameStop shit happening. Right? We got it there, and then boom, GameStop, AMC, all the meme stocks start squeezing, and traders, institutional traders, loaded in here to use this as a hedge against their exploding positions. So you could see that when there's a lot of economic stress, or a lot of stress on the markets, this generally is a flight to safety. So it's really interesting for me to see it on like such a clear uptrend, and to be so prevalent here, and just persistently hanging out in the 20s, which again is pretty high for VIX. But oftentimes when everything's shitting the bed, but sometimes when everything's going up too, if institutional traders are net short and everything is going up, then you are going to see a bunch of them run into the VIX, right? And use it for safety, use it as a hedge, because being in the VIX is generally just being long on volatility across the entire market. So if you see a bunch of orders coming in and pushing the VIX up, then you can generally expect there to be volatility, right? Like extreme volatility coming up. Does that make sense? Making sure I'm clear there. I know that that's a lot, but that's the VIX, right? It's the volatility index. So again, when they expect volatility, it goes up. But yeah, oil is sitting in a really good spot. That is driving some inflation. It's getting a little bit of a pullback today, but that's kind of to be expected when you've just been going fucking crazy, right? So let's pull up the 4-hour and I'll show you what I mean. Like this is nothing to really even be concerned about. Like this is very much still on an uptrend. Very much on an uptrend. And I think that uptrend is going to continue. I really do. Bitcoin is kind of making a surprise recovery. I'm actually genuinely shocked about this one. I'm genuinely shocked that Bitcoin is making this recovery. And if I was a Bitcoin long, which I am not, but if I was, I would be real nervous approaching this area. I would be really nervous, especially as the market in general has really shown that it wants to sell off any kind of like risk on assets, right? Higher risk assets, things that are not oil and gold and like your staple, US companies that pay dividends and whatnot. Like that's I would be a little bit cautious there, and would probably be looking to take gains. So if any of you are in there, just be aware. Be aware that Bitcoin is likely to run into a fucking ton of resistance where it is, or just slightly higher. And again, for me, I personally don't like Bitcoin. I don't really like crypto. I think Ethereum's the most useful out of it. Right? Solana has just a bunch of fucking scams on its blockchain. Like it's garbage. Bitcoin was just first. It's garbage. But it has been going green lately. So clearly there was some opportunity and probably continues to be some opportunity. And NASDAQ has given back all of its gains plus a little extra from that big pump. So as it turns out, this was just a way to generate liquidity by getting a bunch of fucking suckers trapped in here. And this is why we said be cautious, right? Because when you have nothing but bad news and you see a big jump up in pre-market with no news associated with it, that seems fake. That seems fake. And it was fake. And where everyone else is going to go and chase it and get stopped out, we understand here in our Warrior Club that liquidity drives everything, and that a move like this generates a ton of liquidity as buyers flock in to try to chase this candle and immediately get stopped out, right? That moves a lot of money into the overall system and gets the capital flowing around. So when you see something really just inexplicable like this, you should be cautious. You should be cautious. Right? Especially if there's, again, nothing but fucking awful news. Oh, is this Bitcoin order book?
Yes, sir.
Oh yeah. There's a big fucking skew on the sell side there. Yeah, I would be bearish on Bitcoin here. I would be bearish on Bitcoin here. That is not looking fantastic. Not looking great. SLS ended up giving back a bunch of gains yesterday. But it's still sitting near the prior highs. Like,
it's crashing.
Oh my god, oh no. You remember when everyone panicked after it came back down here and it was like, oh my god, we're so back, it's so over, we're so back, it's so over. Like, just hold the fucking thing. Why you gotta panic? Like, if you're ever in doubt, okay, especially on this one, if you're ever in doubt, zoom the fuck out. Look at this. Look at this. Look, that's a clear trend. Huh? Huh? Wait, I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you. You ready? Fucking. So if we keep following the trend line, you guys, my calculations say we should be at 720. No, I'm just kidding. That is how a lot of people do quote unquote technical analysis. So I just had to meme real quick and make fun of them. But yeah, like there's nothing to be concerned about here, So anybody that's in this trade, like, we longed this a long time ago. Just fucking chill. They have their earnings today, and it's going to be a big nothing burger because all it's going to show is, oh hey, we tightened up our cash burn on GPS Regal, which is, ooh, I need to turn this fucking thing off. All it's going to say is that we're managing our cash well for the phase 3 trial that we're in, and we have started spending a little bit on the phase 2 trial for the secondary asset, which is SLS 009, which is another AML treatment. But there's not really going to be fucking anything going on there. Like there's nothing to really be updated about. Um, there's just nothing to be updated about. Oh my god, dude, did the poll really lean bullish?
It did. We're gonna have a bunch of exit liquidity today.
Yeah, I don't know that I see it necessarily being bullish. I think that there is a chance, though. Like I said, I think that there is a chance. I just don't think that chance is super high. Especially after this big, like, obvious liquidity grab here. Like, if anything, this made me feel kind of bearish, right? Where I was a little bit neutral going into today, like leaning bearish, but a little neutral. This bullshit, right, actually made me feel a little bit more bearish. Just seeing that big launch up and immediate sell off. Like it always feels like when Wall Street is doing this, that they're basically saying like, oh, okay, well let's fucking just confuse these idiots, right? These idiots being us, the the retail traders. Just like, let's confuse these idiots. Let's throw them off. They have no idea what the fuck's happening. So let's just throw them off. Ooh, Riley getting a little bit of more of a pop in pre-market. Love to see that. Love to see that, especially as all the indices are a little bit flat. Sing's doing really well in pre-market. I've been watching Reddit very closely lately because Reddit is going to be renewing their contracts with some of the AI firms that are using it to train their LLMs this summer. And then I think the rest of them expire in early January 2027. So I am watching Reddit right now, and I am very interested in it. I think that it's still got a ton of room to grow and a lot of avenues to monetize its massive user base. Ticker Cook, COOK, or Traeger, the Traeger Grills, is going to be undergoing a 50-to-1 reverse split on Monday. And when these events happen, right? When you have these reverse splits, a lot of times what you're left with is a really, really small float. Okay. And I mean fucking small. And these really small floats can allow for some really, really explosive moves, right? Because there isn't a lot of supply after something as big as like a 50-to-1 reverse split. There isn't a lot of supply. So I I am really feeling like this could do something special on Monday. But I would also tell you to exercise extreme caution, right? Exercise caution, use a stop, and don't go heavy, and realize that this is you know, any kind of trade on Cook is likely just going to be done on Monday. Like if you were going to be trading this, then you would take your position today and you would exit on Monday. You are not going to fucking hold this thing. You just don't want to do it. You at least want to make sure that you're de-risked on Monday and that you've taken your initial investment back out. If for whatever reason you're feeling super bullish and things continue to move in your direction, then you at least want to get that cost basis out, right? Secure your initial investment, and you can let the rest run. Because as quickly as those reverse splits can move up, they can move down even faster. All it takes is a little bit of selling by an institution or by a whale, and that can trigger just a massive sell-off. Also, companies are generally not reverse splitting when everything is going well. Normally, the reason that a company would do a reverse split is because they are trying to maintain listing requirements with NASDAQ. And it's always NASDAQ because NASDAQ is really, really lenient on companies. And it's where basically all of the really shitty companies are listed, right? Like if you have a shit company that barely fucking does anything and doesn't make any money, then NASDAQ is your home. Like that's the exchange that's going to host you, okay? So, again, like the company not doing great. This would be purely a market mechanics play. Watching the float turn very low and seeing if somebody comes and pops the shit up by holding it hostage, basically by holding that float hostage. Like that's the entire play on Cook or Traeger. So if you were thinking about jumping into that, those are my thoughts on it. Just be aware and be very cautious. But those low floater reverse splits, especially if like some kind of pump group gets in on it and they start just drawing all their people in, like, dude, I've had a lot of times where I'll trade these reverse splits and somebody comes and pumps it. Some group just goes all over social media and draws everyone in, and they literally create my exit liquidity. So that happens, and I would just urge you to be cautious and don't fall into the trap of any of these reverse splits. Like it's okay to trade them knowing what is likely to happen, and that's that these things are going to sell off, and they're probably going to reverse split again. You know, they'll probably just reverse split again. Yes. Oh, wow. Yeah, it is. It is. Okay. I'm gonna have Icarus take over. Uh, he has his audible chocolate voice, and
Good.
yeah, dog. Yeah, dog. And I'll be right back. Let me go wake the fuck
Okay.
up.
All right. So, what do you guys want me to tell? Give me some topics. Why are you asking me how tall I am? Do you use metric system or are you a isolated American? What do you mean? What is wrong with my voice? Are you trying to riz me? Nah, just kidding. So, if I had to take a look on gold, we're still looking bearish. But I don't know really like in the way that we are right now, if the volume is enough to push any boundaries on the resistance or the support zones. So, if anything, I would probably wait until we touch either the 5,000 zone again or break above 5,200 for real. Yo, Aspect, I hope not. And US 30 is actually looking quite bearish. We blasted through all three liquidity lines in here. I'm gonna show you a picture. And straight up rejected from them. So we could be turning bearish here. The same also goes for Nasdaq. If we stay below like 24,680 on open and reject from the support level or resistance it is, then we can flush the fuck down. Any other questions? No Aspect, timeout. I've already told you what my thoughts are on gold. I literally covered that like 3 minutes ago. Well, Bitcoin is already covered. Like, I don't really need to show you anything there. I gave you the level 2 data from Bitcoin order book. So you just need to look at that and you know what's going on. Thank you, Icky. Alright, a singular minute until open. Alright, have no positions open. Please, I beg you guys. Be careful. Especially on US 30. Alright, Nasdaq is doing what I thought it would so far. US 30, on the other hand, is just pumping. Let's see if it rejects a second time.
I left us on the wrong chart.
Great.
We're good now. We're good now.
The open is kind of ass, to be honest.
It's super muted. It's
I
super
mean,
muted.
Nasdaq is doing what I thought it would. Because, like, we have insane resistance
Absolutely.
at the 680 level.
Yep. I'm seeing that too.
US 30 is also rejecting the second time from the liquidity level.
Yeah, it is not too surprising. I'm kind of just waiting on a short. Watching for shorts.
You know Barry is in chat, right?
Is Barry in chat right now? Did he join?
He is. He is.
Yeah. Yeah, you always want to be consistent in your sizing. So just do like 2 contracts, Barry. Just do like 2 contracts, right? Like if you're changing between 2 to 5 contracts, then you can't really manage risk effectively because your sizing isn't consistent. So how can you be consistent in managing risk if you're not consistent in your exposure? Does that make sense? Like you can always add to a position after it starts working, right? Once you're in the green, you can always add another contract, and don't be in a rush to do it either. Like you do not need to take massive trades. In fact, it's better for you if you don't. Just look for small, consistent gains. And if you're following that, you're doing the right thing, then you will hit these big runners just by sheer nature of them happening.
Don't tell me we get a bullish breakout on Nasdaq here.
We kind of seem to be. I'm very cautious about it, but we're trying. We're trying right now.
Anyone who entered got scammed.
That got fucking rejected.
Alright. I'm gonna be right back. 2 minutes.
Yep. Yeah, this is looking pretty bearish, not gonna lie. We just want to wait though. We want to wait. This is not the time where we want to take a position. Because you see what's happening right now is the liquidity is being pulled up, right? And that's POOL. Like there's a liquidity pool. And you could see that they are trading this thing up and down and generating a massive amount of liquidity. I think that liquidity is going to just be used to short the shit out of this. So we want to wait on a break below the bodies of these candles and see some continuation. It would be ideal for us to break under this like 630 level, and that would probably be a pretty good short on Nasdaq. US 30 is kind of fucking pumping here. So we'll see what happens with that. I'm really feeling bearish today. I feel like we've done nothing but short for like a good fucking month now. Okay, this is the key moment. This is the key moment. Entering small short Nasdaq here. All right, I'm filled. Filled at 612. We're going to set our stop at 6:30. 6:30 to start. You can move your stops to 6:25. So that way we're really limiting our potential downside. They're holding back orders again. Holy fucking shit. What are we doing? What are we holding back orders for? What are we doing? Yeah, Barry, you definitely don't want to do that. You definitely don't want to do that, right? You just gotta be consistent, be chill. I'm stopped out, right? Be zen. Don't get excited. Don't get cocky. Don't get upset, right? You see, I just got stopped out. I'm okay with that. I limited my loss. Like I took a $13 move to the downside. Am I excited about it? No, but am I fine because I'm gonna live to see another day? Yeah, absolutely.
Am I long in US 30? Absolutely.
I'll take a small long US 30 here. All right, I'm in.
Yo, market, don't scam me now.
Setting stop at 55 for this long, and probably getting stopped. Yep. It's okay. I got faked out on this short to the downside. So let's hang out for a sec because we had two very small losses there, and
I'm still
we want to
holding.
make sure. I'm not. I'm not.
I just saw on the heat map that we got a bunch of green.
We did get a bunch of green, but it's not like there's a lot of volume, and the delta's not super strong one way or another. So, I set my stop right below this liquidity level, just in the event that we breached it and just kept moving down. Plus, I am kind of feeling a little bearish today. So, I mean, honestly, I probably shouldn't have even taken that trade because it didn't really line up with what I wanted to do. But, I saw it and I was like, okay, well, it's worth a shot. Yeah, it's worth a shot. I'm entering small short on NASDAQ potentially.
On US 30, I'm targeting about 47, 170.
I'm waiting on a little more information. I really want to see us cross down under this liquidity level and continue down. Give it a sec. Let's be patient. Let's be patient as we deal with all this bullshit. So when you're seeing these fucking big ass wicks, You're seeing all these big ass wicks, right? That's the time that we want to be a little bit cautious and a little bit patient. And again, take small sizes. Try to use wider stops with your small sizes if you're really feeling confident about a move. I used a really small stop here because I wasn't super confident in it. Oh, what are you doing, NASDAQ? You gonna come up and test this thing again? Is it time to short you fucking finally? Give it a sec. Give it a sec. Give it just a sec. Whoa. Entering small long on NASDAQ. I'm in.
I wouldn't have entered that.
Filled at 699. I mean, I see the delta as being pretty bullish.
That move just looked way too impulsive for my taste.
Setting stop to break even here. We're going to be very cautious. We're going to be very cautious as we attempt to take the high a day. So stop at break even at 699. Pardon me. And we will we'll see what happens. And we will get stopped out. Stopped out at break even. Jeez, man. Fucking US 30 is still just sitting there.
I'm still holding.
Wow.
Oh, we're back. We're back.
Oh my God, we're so back. We're going to the moon.
Yeah, I just see these huge ass wicks to the downside, and this can't be bearish in any kind of way for me.
Not generally, no.
Come on, give me a little tap
Fill this
to
gap
the
here.
upside. Break it. Good. US 30. Move, please. Thank you. Breakout on US 30.
Long. I'm in. I'm back in. I'm going to use a wider stop this time. Stop's literally going to be at 720.
Breakout on US 30.
And breakout on NASDAQ too.
All right, set your stops break even on US 30 if you help with me.
We got ourselves a breakout on NASDAQ. We got ourselves potential. There was potential buyer absorption there that didn't end up really panning out.
What in the actual fuck is that cursed candle close on US 30?
That is cursed.
Yo.
I'm feeling pretty good about this NASDAQ long, even though, again, like there's no real reason we should be pumping aside from that we sold off the last few days super, super hard. That would be the only real reason that I could think of.
Like all right, break even hit.
There's not any really, really great news that's been coming out. We got ourselves a little bit of a runner here. So I'm going to set my stop up to 765. which is in the profit on NASDAQ. So we're trailing it somewhat tight here, but we're catching a big breakout here, longing, from right above this liquidity level. So this is looking pretty good so far. Probably going to move my stop up to 770 here. Give me a second. I'm just adjusting on my end. All right. We're good. We're good to go. And we're stopped out. That was a good gain, though. That was a good move. That move was enough that it made everything all better. Now let's wait to see what happens. I had my stop set too tight right here when we were starting to break out, and it just came in, pulled back, hit my stop, and fucking launched. So I kind of had to chase that move a little bit, which wasn't ideal, but we were able to capitalize on it. Potentially watching US 30 for a break to the downside here. Let's see what happens. I think it's going to need some serious bearish pressure to kind of knock through this, because there's clearly like, wait. Let it come up and test this liquidity level again. What are you doing? What are you doing, US 30?
I really don't want to short US 30 in any
Dow's
kind of
it
way.
hanging? I kind of do, if we can break under this liquidity level with some real continuation and a nice bearish delta. The setup
you see that wick, right?
The setup was very close. I do see that wick. NASDAQ just fucking around on the point of control.
Same shit over and over.
Like watching paint dry, buddy. Give it a second. We just hit the same area where there's a bunch of resting buy liquidity. I'm going to enter a short here on US 30. All right, I'm filled at 30. Setting stop at break even. Stop is at break even. We're actually going to move it down into the profit in just a second, I think. Let's move our stop down to 22. So we'll be slightly in the profit.
I'm not short NASDAQ here.
Let's move our stops to 15. We're deeper in the profit.
All right. Short on NASDAQ filled 746, stop at 768.
Let's move it down to 47,000.
Going break even on NASDAQ.
And we are now feeling pretty good, and we are quite deep in the profit even with our stop. Quite deep in the profit even with our stop.
They're holding back orders on NASDAQ. Damn.
Who knows, you might get the flush there. It's close. That's looking quite bearish. I'm still on my
Alright.
US 30 short. Moving stop to 980. So that way we can lock in a $50 move, even if we get stopped out.
Stop on Nasdaq adjusted to 740. So we are in the profits.
This US 30 short's playing out beautifully.
Yeah, Nasdaq is still struggling.
I feel like Nasdaq is gonna fucking dump here in a second. I think you're on the money there, dude. To be so honest with you.
If I don't get wigged out now.
Yeah, that is always the question. I have somewhat of a tight stop here, but you know we're walking it down with it. Move your stop to 960.
Bro, I'm using a $20
right.
stop.
And I'm adjusted. Literally, it wicked up right into the stop right as I was trying to place it. So I kind of lucked out there because I was slower.
Alright, stopped
All right,
out.
I'm stopped out. Well, that was a good trade, guys. That was a good trade. There you go, Untitled. Big grats. Oh, Untitled already left. He already made his money and he fucking got right out.
Where did you enter a short, Barry?
Yeah, that is the question, is where did you enter the short?
Because if you entered on Nasdaq, yeah.
And if you entered on US 30 with me, you did really well. And if it was a little bit late, you're maybe, I don't know. I mean, I'm still feeling, to be honest, this still looks really bearish on US 30. Not even gonna lie. Like, this looks really bearish. These two big wicks to the upside, and then big rejection and wick off of the 69 level here. So we'll see what happens.
What the fuck? Barry, what are you doing?
Why'd you short that? Right, 69. Nice.
What in the late ass entry is that?
I would advise you, Barry, to stop drawing like the diagonal trend lines and trying to trade off of those. To be honest. Like, just focus on these horizontal lines, right? Find your areas of liquidity and trade around those areas of liquidity.
Yeah, but Barry, your stop placement doesn't even make any fucking sense. Like the way that I'm seeing right now, you absolutely fucking over leveraged.
Cloudy, great fucking job, dude. You killed it, buddy. You killed it. Let's see what else we get today. But great job. Very proud. Very proud of you. And don't get discouraged, Barry. It takes a little bit of time, but you gotta not jump the gun. Like, how many times have you heard us just say, like, I'm waiting, I'm waiting, I'm waiting, I'm waiting? Don't be afraid to wait. You're not gonna miss out. And if you do miss out on one trade, you know, there's always another.
Your job as a funded trader is to keep that account alive.
Yeah. Number one goal is survival. Number one goal is survival. And this isn't to like harp on you or you know, make you feel bad in any way. Like this is we're trying to teach you, we're trying to teach you the lessons that we had to learn and that literally everyone else in here has had to learn. Like guys, how many times have you done basically the same thing in the very beginning, right? Where you either overlever yourself, you have too big a position, you don't actually wait on the right break of structure, like whatever it is. How many times has that happened to you, chat? Too many.
So, Barry, what I would advise you is, if anything, I would stay with the Warrior subscription so you can just learn. Because right now, buying another funded after funded after funded will just burn a hole in your wallet.
Yeah.
Stick with the Warrior subscription so you can learn.
Yeah. And don't be afraid to just paper trade with us. Right? Don't be afraid to paper trade with us. And then, you get a little money back in your pocket. Boom. Get another account. But there's nothing wrong with paper trading. Yo, literally. That is how the props make money. Ooh, cloudy. I was about to say, bro, I'm gonna have to include that one. You know what? Actually, let me take a picture of this right now. Yeah. Well, see, the thing is that they will give you an account for super cheap because it seems like a really good deal, right? Like you pay, fucking what, $100 and you get to trade with 50 grand and you got some rolls. But the reason that they can do that is because most people don't pass them. Potential short on NASDAQ here. Potential. We're waiting still. We're waiting. We're waiting. We're waiting. This breakout has not been confirmed yet, or this breakdown rather. What's US 30 doing? It's kind of edging right on that same area. Just near these recent lows. I'm gonna wait on a little more information.
By the way, statistically, out of 1 million traders attempting a funded challenge, only 10 can stay consistently profitable on those. Just to give you an idea on how hard it is to actually make money on it.
Yeah. And you have the guidance here, right? You have guidance from people who actually fucking do this, and you can see like that the people that have hung out with us for a little bit and have been learning. Like not trying to toot our own horn here at the NQQ Discord, but we have a lot more successful traders than most places. Oh man, Nasdaq is so fucking close to being shortable. It's so close, dude. Like I want to see this. I'm entering short Nasdaq. I'm in. Filled 708. Filled 708. Stop's going to be up at 730, which might just get hit right now. Yep. Yep, I'm hit. Gross.
Damn.
They faked me out.
Get scammed.
That was so close, dude.
Get scammed.
Oh well. We've hit some pretty big moves today. I'm big chillin', man. We're hanging out. US 30 potentially on the verge of a breakout, like a small breakout right here. Did you just crack every knuckle in existence?
It was just 3 fingers.
You cracking other people's knuckles?
No. Yo, Icky, congrats. You can't do any much better than that.
Icky, you've been doing great. Great job. Great job. Oh, I always crack my toes, dude. It drives my girlfriend fucking crazy. I also crack my ankles a lot.
Bro, I'm literally fighting for pennies today. What the actual fuck?
I'm
Look at this shit.
I'm pretty okay today. I'm pretty okay. I'm pretty okay and I'm hanging out. And Icky, that's what it's all about, by the way. Like that's what it's all about is just being willing to learn. Not intentionally, Eagle. Not intentionally. Right? Like being willing to learn, being able to take like constructive criticism, right? And being able to really really like just let these lessons get hammered into your head. Because I promise you, like I'm not here saying, oh hey, take small position sizes and wait for the breakout. I'm not doing that for my own benefit. Like I'm the reason that I'm saying all that is to help you guys. Fuck.
Entering short US
I
30.
have to. Yeah, I'm in. I'm in. Holy shit! There we go. That was quick.
Taking profits here.
I'm gonna set my stop to break even.
Now I need the fucking money, dude.
I'm in a good spot right now for the day. Okay, I'm stopped out of break even. I'm fine. And you don't need the fucking money. You do great every day, dude. You don't shut up.
I don't. I was red the past 5 days.
Shut up. This fucking guy.
I'm unprofitable as fuck.
Oh my god, dude. Come on, Nasdaq. While I was fucking around on US 30, I missed this move on Nasdaq. The first leg down. I think that there's another one coming right here.
Yeah, Barry, it hit your TP right now because you were not patient enough. Good shit, JP.
I will, JP, but take the put me in the edit part out. Just edit that out real quick. But I got you. Edit the edit part out so that way I can just put it in nice and clean. Yeah. Yeah, that's good. Great job. Great job, by the way. And yeah, looking super good. Looking super good. Well, I'm having a pretty decent day, so I am okay with just being patient and waiting, and we'll see if there is something. Just waiting.
Barry, how many contracts did you have in that position that you blew it this quick? One?
Was it a micro?
Nah, it couldn't be a micro.
What kind of contract, though? A micro, a mini, a regular?
It should be a mini by the size. Because this move wasn't that big. That's what you need.
NQH. That's the micros, right? Pretty sure that's the symbol for micros.
Micros, isn't it MNQH?
Yeah, something like that. I think that it was micros. I think that it was micros. Yeah, no, we're absolutely consolidating right now. That's why I'm just fucking sitting, dude. Because I don't know. Just kind of sitting and waiting. Oh, potential break. Let's see if we can get under this value area low here on US 30.
JP, you shouldn't be having dopamine from trading.
We're super close. We're super close. I just want to I want to get a little confirmation of downside. Entering small short US 30 here. Nope, never mind. I went to enter and things changed before I could even type it in on my phone.
I'm still entering.
Yeah, I'm going to now. All right. I am filled at 883. Filled at 883, and my stop's going to be up at 910.
That's huge.
Is it? Oh my God. And I'm just going to get stopped out. Okay, sure. Holy shit. And fucking Riley's getting hammered today.
Barry, don't use
hammered.
any prop firm right now.
Paper trade a little bit. Paper trade a little bit. Well, I took a little bit of a hit on that one, but I'm still overall green on the day because we've been doing pretty good. So I do want to keep it that way. And I think that I am just gonna sit and wait. And unless I see something super clear, I might just be done, to be honest.
Okay.
Nas dumping. Okay. Nas is, oh God, that's close. That's close. That's a good call. That's a good call, unnamed. Got these big wicks to the upside. Huh.
All right, taking profits on US 30. Fuck that. I held through that shit.
Yeah, I would have taken fucking profits there too after holding through that bullshit. Entering
I'm
short
working for
NASDAQ
pennies.
and filled 653. Setting stop at 75. Didn't get a great fill there. Little late to the party, but that's okay. And then if this one doesn't work out for me, rather than continue and kill some of my gains off, then I am, that'll be it for me today. So we'll see what happens here. But I don't want to watch my green day change and turn red. So
Yeah, no, I'm keeping my hands fucking off the charts.
So this'll probably be the last one. We'll see what happens.
Barry. So for the future, I would most likely suggest you to maybe head into the CFD direction because you can size way easier and also way smaller.
Yes, you can.
So that'll help you to definitely survive in the prop firm scene.
Oh my god. This thing has such massive wicks to the upside. Like, I feel like it's gonna dump.
What trade are you referring to, Barry? The one on US 30 or NASDAQ? Father, that's your trade, not mine.
Which one?
The one on NASDAQ.
What about it?
He wants to know why and where you entered.
I entered at 653, which was actually a little bit late. But the reason is because we broke this structure here and we broke the liquidity level right here. And then we saw continued downside. We saw this big wick to the upside. So, buyers got absolutely just stuffed right there. And we sent it back down. So all of those were basically layers of confirmation. The delta was very red. The heat map is very red. Volume isn't terribly low. It's not super high, but it's not super low. And I have a bearish bias on the day, even though, today's been green. I feel very bearish in general today. So, yeah, all of those things put together, kind of makes me, it made me want to short there. This is the one that I'm currently in. I assume that's what we're talking about. Okay. Adjusting stop just a little bit here, down to 670, just so we can limit any potential downside.
Is it just me or did you get really laggy there?
It's because I swapped over to Discord to see what everyone was saying. Should be good now. Now we're kind of
It's
fucking
fine.
around at this value area low and this liquidity level again. Oh. Come on, sellers. Step in. Step in, you motherfuckers. Thank you. Shit. I clenched my cheeks there for a second, man. With that fucking wick coming up, bro. Like holy shit. You know, when I jumped in this trade, I really didn't think that I would still be in it by now, but we're gonna fucking soldier through this because I'm feeling all right about it. Fuck. It's like watching
Where,
goddamn paint dry, bro.
where
There we
was your
go.
entry?
653. Setting stop to break even.
To be honest, I would take profits there. Take as much as possible.
Moving my stop down to 630. Stop to 630. There we go. Give me some more. Give me some more. Oh, that was fucking close. You see that? There we go. I'm out. That's fine. That's fine. That was a good one to wrap off the day. Unnamed came out with that one and said something. You said you're playing an IWM. When I went to the NASDAQ short, did you short IWM? And hey, you know, that's something, Barry. How much are you playing with on the paper trades? 100K. Okay. So I would definitely Barry, just keep practicing that and don't overdo it. And what happened, SZA? Small trades not going your way. Are you jumping in with us when we're jumping in like all these shorts today? Because there shouldn't be like a super big delay when we're on Discord. I mean, if you were like watching on YouTube, there would probably be a delay. Okay, gotcha. Okay. Yeah, take a little break. You can always come back to it a little bit later today. Or well, no, not today. Don't do it today. Come back to it on Monday. Come back to it on Monday. You fucking degens. You fucking degens.
Are you just roasting your warriors here? Damn.
They do their trading in class. They're degens, you know. They're dedicated in this shit, bro. Fucking dedicated. Yeah, so when you're looking to enter, sorry, just seeing this message, Barry. When you're looking to enter, you want like a really clear break of structure. Okay. Now, what do I mean by a clear break of structure? So let's look at this. Okay. You see this? See this structure that we have here? And we break to the downside. We had higher, or rather, I guess, more higher negative. Does that make sense? Like the more negative this is, the more bearish it is, right? For the delta, at a really low negative delta, and you know, we see the structure start to break. This is where we short, and then unfortunately we had to sit here and deal with this chop forever. And then you actually had another opportunity on breaking the structure to short, although this one would have been really, really small, and you probably would have gotten stopped out at break even or a small loss. But when we're shorting from up here, we saw these big wicks to the upside. That let us know that there's like resting sell orders up here. Then we saw the breakdown. We saw that the resting sell orders were starting to become more active and push down, right? So all of these things together combined to kind of help us form our opinion, right, on where the stock will go, or where the contracts, whatever it is you're trading, will go. I always say stock because that's just what I default to. Jesus fucking Christ, Riley. That's brutal. Fucking Riley. That goddamn short report was just like immaculately timed. Yeah, Garrick, I fucking feel you, dude. I fucking feel you. You are over trading, my friend. SZA. You're taking a lot of fucking trades there.
Oh, depends. I mean, it looks pretty similar to the positions you've been taking on Nasdaq, to some degree.
To some degree, yeah, but I mean, I'm seeing like just shorting, on one candle and then buying it back, right, and covering, and then on the next candle shorting, and then covering 2 candles later and then shorting. Yeah, you're taking a decent bit of trades there.
That is correct here.
Yeah.
Unless you have the data package, you will have like 15 minutes delay in the candles.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And Swazzle has it right? It's not a sprint, it's a marathon. So we want to make sure that what we're doing is going to allow us to survive. Like, we always want to make sure that we can survive. And don't force it. Don't force it. All right, guys. Well, I think that this is probably a good spot to call it, at least for today. We will pick this back up on Monday, and just very, very excited to see what next week holds for us. We've had honestly a really, really good week, even with most traders, I think, in general struggling. As a whole, the Warriors have done pretty well. So, just make sure that you are keeping safe. We could do a little analysis on gold real quick. Yeah, that looks super fucking bearish. That's my analysis. That looks super fucking bearish. This could be an area where we catch some support. If I wanted to trade it long, I would want to see it go above this value area high and honestly like start clearing this wick and moving up towards the point of control. And the point of control is where I would really expect the next area of resistance to be. Overall, I feel very, very bearish about this. And I would maybe wait for a break of like 50.84, right? Like 5,084 to the downside and start shorting from there. It's consolidating, but you know, this chart looks fucking rough. Like this does not scream bullish in any way to me. Does that make sense? I get it. Have a good weekend, says it. Have a good weekend. Barry, you should focus on the same size that you would actually be trading on an account. So 1 to 2 minis, or sorry, 1 to 2 micros, not minis, micros, 1 to 2 micros. Like do the same size that you would do anywhere else, right? Like you have to practice your rule set. Does that make sense? Just waiting. I see people typing. Yeah, gold looking very fucking shaky here.
Someone said long MNQ. What the fuck? What's going on Nasdaq?
How many units on TV is the same as 1 to 2 contracts? Are you doing like CFDs?
Yeah.
No, I was saying Barry. Like, are you paper trading CFDs instead? Because if you're on the futures chart, then it should just be the 1 to 2 contracts. Hey, why do you think I put Freaky Friday? Why do you think I put Freaky Friday? It's Freaky Friday, bro. I already knew it was gonna be fucking freaky today. When I was a kid, yes, Garrick. When I was a kid, yes. Absolutely. Are you being sarcastic? Are you being sarcastic? No? No? Has there been a change? Well, good. Maybe we could root. Maybe we could root for that again. How old was I when iPhones came out? Like 13.
And you didn't buy Apple stocks back then? Man.
Right?
Unprofitable.
Yeah. So when iPhones came out when I was a freshman in high school. So like when I was in high school, most people didn't really have smartphones. Like what we used to have is we used to either have like just like the straight up flip phones or like the Nokia brick phones or some of the phones that would like slide and have the full keyboard, you know, that would have the full keyboard. Yeah, bro, flip phones. And I don't mean the flip phones where it's like two fucking screens and it turns into a big screen. Like not yes, bro, the sidekick, exactly. The sidekick. I remember I had a friend that had the Juke. The Envy was a big one. I remember Blackberries when I was a kid, bro. Blackberries were sick when I was like a little kid.
The first flip phone I had was a Motorola.
Yeah. Was it a Razor?
Nah.
Yeah. Yeah. You're probably too young for the Razors. You remember, yo, Garrick, you remember the Razor? Yeah. iPhones just straight up didn't exist. I remember, I remember before iPods came out, and I remember using MP3 players. And even before that, when I was a really little kid, I used to have a fucking like a mobile like carryable CD player that had fucking headphones that plugged in. He said,
Here,
"What's
this
an
thing.
MP3 player?"
This thing.
Yeah, bro. Oh yeah, absolutely. We all did. We all pirated music.
Speak for yourself, I didn't.
Well, back in the day. Okay. Yeah, Garrick. How old are you, Garrick? I don't think we've ever talked about this. How old are you? 35? Dude, you're literally like fucking 4 years older than me. Literally 4 years older than me. But yeah, I remember those. I got my first MP3 player. Oh yeah, absolutely. 4 years in the tech stack from the 90s. It's like, dog, you're not wrong. No, I remember having a CD player with a little cord, little you just fucking plug in your headphones and it had a little clip on it. I remember that. I remember that. And then I got my first iPod when or sorry, I got my first MP3 player when I was like 8 or 9, right? Like I remember when the Game Boy Color came out. Okay. I remember when the Game Boy Color came out and it was the coolest shit in the world. Yo, literally, Garrick, literally. That and plus like the early 2000s rap, right? Like what was it? Um Probably I would probably say that my guitar and amp was one of them. Um I mean realistically, if I'm being honest, it was Magic cards, Magic the Gathering. That was the first big thing that I really really spent money on because I'm a big nerd, so you know. You got a pirated Wii with some Game Boy stuff on it and DS games. That sounds fun. They can be. Heh. They can be if you buy the expensive ones. I might have like 45 grand worth of Magic cards sitting in my room right now.
What the fuck?
Yeah. Like as it turns out, I really like Magic. I've been playing that game since I was 8. Yeah, I just went to one last night. I just went to one last night. It was fun. It was a good time. Just went and hung out. I normally play on Thursdays and Saturdays. No, not trading events. Playing. I won 2 out of 4 games. So out of four player tables, a 50% win rate's pretty good. 4 player, yeah, 4 player games. winning 50%, like you're doing great. So, yep, yep. Yo, literally. Yo, literally. Garrett gets it. Haha gets it. Garrick really gets it.
Barry, chill
Jam
out.
it out super quick. Take it slow, Barry. Take it slow. Do not be in a rush, dude. We're saying it. We're saying it to help you, right? We're not saying it to criticize you. Like we're saying it to help you. Just take it easy. Go slow. Don't be in a rush to do any of this.
I'm absolutely criticizing.
He said I'm criticizing. So I've been playing since I was 8, Garrick. And I still have most of my cards from the last 23 years. It's absolutely better. You always look at it as percentages. Oh God, that really depends. That really depends on the situation and well, that's the wrong game, but yeah, close enough, I guess. A lot of the first gen prints are fucking expensive. So like the dual lands from revised, right? So when alpha, beta, then revised were the first 3 sets. And the dual lands from revised, I have like a full play set of them and like one of each, one of each of the 10. All right. See you, Icarus. Have a good one.